Welcome back, everybody. We are on part 2. It's time for the hot tags of the week. Let's start off with the thing I alluded to earlier about we're going to talk about G.I. Joe, sort of. Booker T apparently got real pissed off at Scott Stanford on the Raw pre-show this week, which I don't watch. I'm assuming everybody else here doesn't watch, right?
Nope.
Yeah, because we already...
Raw pre-show?
Yeah, apparently there's not only a Raw pre-show, but it's got Scott Stanford and Booker T, and I think Gotunga's on there. I don't pay any attention to it, though, but apparently Scott Stanford introduced him as G.I. Bro, and Booker T got all pissed off and said, we're going to talk about this later.
Oh, wow. Apparently that's like the way they cover this, because remember when Kane got called Isaac Yankem, he's like, we're going to have to do this another time.
Yeah, so that's got to be his Isaac Yankem, is if you call Booker T G.I. Bro. Just like, what the hell? You did that thing before. You don't do it anymore. It's just a passing joke. Who gives a shit?
It was kind of racist.
G.I. Bro?
Yeah.
Really? I don't remember the character all that much. I thought it was just an army guy.
No, dude, that whole gimmick was super racist.
Really?
G.I. Bro? Are you serious?
I just thought it was like...
It was supposed to be that he was a brother.
Either way, I mean, that seems like something that you shouldn't really get too upset about or whatever. But then again, maybe people are blowing it out of proportion. I don't know. I didn't fucking watch it because it's a Raw pre-show. But I thought it was interesting that we got that getting under the skin of Kane, G.I. Bro possibly getting under the skin of Booker T. Yet, if you bring up like Sexton Hardcastle or something like that, then Edge is just kind of like, yeah, that was stupid. Just goes to show different senses of humor, I guess.
Yeah, but then Mick Foley gets to actually be Dude Love and win the title.
They're all pissed off about that. That's what it is. Just jealous. Anybody have anything they want to say about this before we move on? It's not really that big of a topic.
I didn't really know about this before, but now I know, and knowing is half the battle.
Nice.
It's just weird that that'd be a thing, but like I said, like Peyton said, actually, it's probably just racist as
Peyton
shit.
and me, yeah, who knows?
Like I said, even though I wasn't talking yet.
Yeah, I gave up.
Move along.
So what were you saying before when you said that and Peyton didn't?
I gave up on life. I don't know.
Anyway, let's move on here.
Yeah, please.
Got some more injuries that happened. None of them seemed too big overall, but Emma suffered a stinger from Oksana. Wow, I almost said that. From Asuka, which kind of brings up the idea maybe she's working a little too stiff because she injured Dana Brooke too. And she does seem like she's pretty stiff. It wasn't that big of a deal. She's not missing too much time or anything. She's not like on the injury reserve list like a Seth Rollins or a John Cena or something like that. Charlotte busted her nose open. Tommaso Ciampa has a shoulder injury from doing the Revival's Shatter Machine move. I don't remember what that is. And Big Show kind of messed up his knee a little bit. So now we got 4 more injuries. Thankfully, at least 2 of them don't seem like they're that big of a deal with Emma and Charlotte. But goddamn, more injuries happening. What's going on, guys?
I think that it's being sensationalized just a little bit too much now as far as what we constitute as injuries. We got to remember what these guys are doing out there, and gals. This is something where these small bumps and bruises and ailments are regular. These have always happened. And I think now because people are making the whole thing out of this injury bug going around, every little thing is being over-reported. So most of these are things that really deserve no extra attention. Like, take an ice pack and a salt tablet. We'll see you on Monday. Some of them are a little bit more significant, like I think Tommaso Ciampa had one of the worst ones.
Yeah.
What was he say the move was called? The Shatter something?
Shatter Machine?
Yeah, sounds pretty appropriate, huh?
Yeah.
If I recall, their finisher was like that high-low that Lance Cade and Trevor Murdoch used to use. I think that's what it was. But, and Asuka, she could do what she wants. She's working too stiff, good. They could use someone being a little stiffer with them.
Well, first off, I'm not going to gloss over the stiff joke when it comes to Asuka and Emma. Second, if they're going to use the Shatter Machine and it's going to actually shatter, then they need to start using that Revival name too and start fixing the problems.
Well, I think I read, isn't Emma back in action already? Isn't she already back in the ring?
I think either she is or she's close to it. Like it wasn't something that was too big of a deal. She didn't get like a concussion that's gonna, fuck up her career or anything like that. Just a stinger.
Oh, did you even mention Charlotte?
Yeah.
Like that's what I'm talking about. Like like we got a report going around that Charlotte like got a bloody nose. Like, come the fuck on.
The first thing that I read was Charlotte gets injured at an event. It was like, well, what kind of an injury? And then it was that she broke her nose. And then it was just, it was kind of fucked up. And it was like, all right, well, big differences here between like injury that's very vague, broken nose, and somebody nailed her a little too hard and she went, ow.
I don't know. If she had a broken nose, maybe it'd fix her fucked up face.
Well, I mean, same thing. Roman Reigns is out now for what, a septum or something? What is he getting?
Well, he got surgery on a deviated septum. That's a long problem he's had, and that's smart if they're planning on doing something where they're going to need him around for a long time.
Yeah,
he's got to be fully healthy, and if that's something he needs to get taken care of, good time to get it taken care of before that.
I agree. It definitely should be taken care of, but I think people are blowing that one out of proportion too. It's not like a knee or a shoulder or something like that. You can wrestle with a fucked up nose or septum. It's not going to keep you out of action.
I mean, he shouldn't be wrestling right now, but he'll be fine by WrestleMania, no problem.
No, that's what I mean. Definitely take the time and get the recovery on this. But, I have, people saying, is he going to be at WrestleMania? Of course he's going to be at WrestleMania.
Yeah, come on. If it wasn't going to be at WrestleMania, they wouldn't be building towards that still. That would be a situation where they would go, all right, fuck, we got to figure out something else. And, I don't think that's really something to be worried about. I know a lot of people probably want that to be the case, which if that's the case, fuck you.
But the basic point is, in today's age, especially with all the social media stuff, it gets blown out of proportion immediately. So these injury reports, you just got to take them with a grain of salt.
Hopefully, though, this actually isn't some kind of an indicator that even more people are breaking down. Because, man, if we end up getting more injuries throughout the year, like if by like Extreme Rules another one or two people are down, they need to start really looking into what's going on.
Oh my gosh, could you imagine if like Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose, and Kevin Owens all went down with injuries?
Be like, new WWE World Heavyweight Champion, Neville.
Callisto, baby.
Well,
if Callisto won it, then they'd never show him as being the fucking champion because they don't give a shit about him as the U.S. champion.
It's down to like, Jack Swagger versus Heath Slater in the main event. That would not be a very good show.
Honestly,
that's the main event.
I bet you would be more excited for that than Triple H and Roman Reigns.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I like both of those guys, but, know your role. Know your place.
Suddenly the social outcast split, and it's a whole big, like, fracturing, like, NWO. Social outcast red and black, social outcast black and white. They even try to do that shit, too. That's the stupidest thing. Let's see here. Big Boss Man is going to be inducted into the 2016 Hall of Fame. We didn't really talk about this on the Monday Night Raw post show, so I figured we'd bring it up now. Very cool. I like the idea that Big Boss Man's going in there. Well deserved, and it's a shame that it has to be a posthumous one. But Big Boss Man was a big character back in the day, as well as a boss man. And I think that he started out weird. We were talking about this, what was it, the 92 Royal Rumble when we were doing that, right? We were talking about the idea that Big Boss Man used to be just like this big, well, other than a boss man, this big like fat dude that was just kind of wrestling Hulk Hogan. And then he ended up becoming a really good babyface, and then hit this new stride with his career when he was like all the decked out in the Black Riot gear and corporate douchebag kind of a thing. I dug him. I thought he was a cool character back in the day, and makes sense for him to go into the Hall of Fame. Thumbs up for me. What do you guys think about Big Boss Man?
Yeah, I agree. He was due. He was definitely an important classic character. Gave a lot to the company, so I'm glad to see him.
Drew, any thoughts about this? He was a little bit before your time, but have you gone back and checked out anything Big Boss Man's done?
Yeah. Well deserved one, I suppose. I don't know. I know he's dead. What was the cause of his death?
Heart attack.
Heart attack, I think.
It was a heart attack? It's a damn shame. Well, like I don't know much about his career other than a few things that I've seen, but just the accolades, people look back on him so fondly, so I can't disagree and say he doesn't deserve. I've seen a few matches of his. I mean, who can forget the dog kennel match from hell? you know, just classics like that. But jokes aside, he's a great guy. I'm glad to see him get some accolades. Good for him.
Baden, any obscure Big Boss Man knowledge that you know?
You know, Drew tries to pull out the dog kennel from hell match like he knows something.
Exactly.
All right, everyone likes to joke about that, but you know what? That whole feud that went on, everything Boss Man was doing at that time was so intense. And I'll tell you what, nobody besides maybe Jeff Jarrett was as good as get me to hate them as Boss Man. Like, I could not stand this guy during that period. And it was like such legit heat. I fucking hated him. And you know what the most dastardly thing he did?
Pepper.
He fed someone their little puppy. How do you do that?
That was
What a
fucking brutal.
dick! Oh my god. I wanted to fucking punch him, but the thing is, he looked like he could kick my ass, so I just had to kind of like sit back. So I couldn't stand the guy. So best at his job. You know, one of the better big men that we've had throughout the history of the company. And I would rank him up there with Bigelow, with Vader, who are also both past due to be going into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, it's surprising that Bigelow hasn't gone in yet. Vader, like, they might just be kind of like saving him, sort of. But shit, Bam Bam Bigelow, it's just like, come on, man.
Who's going to induct and accept on Boss Man's behalf?
They haven't really announced any of that for anybody yet. It's surprising. I don't know. I mean, I'm assuming that it's going to be...
Well, they announced that the APA were going to be inducting Godfather.
Yeah, that's true.
Mhm.
And Ric Flair's inducting Sting.
So they've announced half of the inductors.
They didn't say anything about the Freebirds yet, but there's got to be a Von Erich that could be thrown into the mix. And,
Are you sure? I think they're all dead.
there's got to be at least one of them. Lacey's
They-
still around,
I
right?
was going to say they can get that daughter.
Lacey's hot still, I think, probably. Put her on TV.
Well, you know what happens if you Google her name, so they won't bring her in.
Yeah, if you Google her name, you go to smarkoutmovement.com. That's what it is. For like 3 years in a row, the number one ranked search to get people on smarkoutmovement.com was Lacey Von Erich nude.
So I really don't know who you could get involved, but I think one cool person they could maybe trot out to be involved, maybe as the inductor, would be the Mountie.
Hmm.
The Mountie, they had that great loser goes to jail match, and they were sort of like perfect rivals for each other. One of them was an American cop, one was a Canadian Mountie.
Whatever happened to Nails?
Nails, I'm pretty sure he went to jail again.
Yeah, he's certainly not doing it. I don't know. I mean, there's not many people that really were like that tied to him overall for like such a long period of time.
He was pretty much a loner. I think he was a Heyman guy for a little bit.
He who was the guy that he was tagged up with? I'm drawing a blank on him right now.
Akeem?
Akeem, yeah.
I think he's dead too.
Wait, really?
I think so.
Nah, let me Google that real quick. He better not be dead. Let's see. Age 56? No, doesn't look like he's dead. He'd be perfect for it.
Okay, yeah. You can do Akeem.
And he specifically has to induct him as Akeem, not One Man Gang. He needs to bring back Akeem.
Or like just him. Like
Fuck that.
he has to keep like gyrating and moving his arm around.
No, you're not going to have the induction be by George Gray. He needs to be Akeem. He needs to wear the same outfit, do the same shtick. That'd be
And you
awesome.
know what? It's gonna be accepted by like some ugly son of his.
I like how you just assume he's ugly. Not like, by like some son, some generic guy. It's just like, some ugly chud.
Dude, his name is Ray Trailer. Like, I don't imagine there's many like bright apples in the Trailer family.
What if he's got some daughter that's like a Daisy Duke kind of thing?
Yeah, she'll probably more be like a Duke Nukem kind of thing. Jesus.
Poor Big Boss Man. This turns into, you know what? Like, such a great guy, great performer and all that. Probably his fucking ugly family.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, man. All right, let's move on to another topic here. This is something that we've talked about numerous times already, and it's just worth bringing up again because why is this coming up again? Could be total bullshit. I don't know. But there are even more reports that Lana has backstage heat on her. And the thing that bugs me about this isn't so much the idea that maybe it's true, because by now I don't believe it. But Meltzer or whoever's starting a lot of these rumors, there's never any substance to it. It's always the one time when it was the whole leaking of the engagement. That I can understand. Now, Lana has backstage heat. Over what? She hasn't been on TV in fucking weeks. And she comes out and all she does is a move against Brie Bella. How could she possibly have gotten that much heat against her? And if she is, then why isn't the story going around? I think that this is utter bullshit. I don't believe it whatsoever. Does anybody actually think there's some credibility to this?
Nah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I
feel
haven't
like
seen
this is
anything specific on the dirt sheet, so I don't know.
I feel like this discussion comes up once a week now. It's way too common, but I would like to believe that there isn't any because it's pointless. Like you said, she hasn't done a whole lot, but the issue is it still comes up. So there's probably some truth to it, but it's probably not a lot, and it's probably being exaggerated.
Mm-hmm. Like, maybe she rubs somebody the wrong way, and every once in a while they just talk shit about her. But if she was really causing this much of a problem this often, they would have fired her by now. Look at fucking Titus O'Neil. He grabs Vince McMahon a little bit, and he gets suspended for WrestleMania. If she was this, like, raging bitch, they'd have gotten rid of her by now. They don't need her anymore. Rusev is already doing his own thing, for the most part. He's got the League of Nations behind him. Like, I don't know. I just think that this is one of those stories where slow news day, what should we throw out there? I don't know. Lana has fucking heat, sure. And then this person was massively injured when they got a, hangnail. Kind of ridiculous. Last hot tag that I have down, another rumor going around that there is going to be a physical WWE Hall of Fame in Universal Studios. This time, an actual projected date of it being finished in 2017. So with the WrestleMania coming to the Citrus Bowl and with the possibility of a Hall of Fame in the whole Universal Studios thing, makes sense to me. I think more than ever, this seems like it can actually happen because it can't take them, an entire year to build whatever, just like a restaurant that they would normally do. So I think it's actually going to happen this time. And I think it's kind of a cool idea. What do you guys think about that? If you go to Universal Studios, are you hoping to stop by at WWE Hall of Fame restaurant, whatever it ends up being called?
If I'm around there, I would definitely check it out. I think that would be cool, to see some of the memorabilia and pictures that they have. I'm disappointed that I never got to go to the WWF New York when they had that around. Didn't last very long, but did either of you guys get to go? Because I know you guys are closer to New York than I am.
Yeah, and if you had went, you would have just been disappointed there too. So
Really?
you're good.
Yeah.
Was the food bad too, or was it just a shitty restaurant in general?
It was just your typical overpriced, shitty restaurant in New York City, like with a theme. There's like a dozen of them around that Times Square area.
Bubba Gump is good. Like that one.
Nah.
I liked it.
I bet
Not as much as a movie, but
I bet Kalen would be good at that. Yeah.
At what now?
Trivia.
For what?
I thought you were saying about opening up a restaurant.
Oh, yeah.
Kalen, would you just open up a restaurant?
Sure, let's do it.
I hear that you're good at it.
Damn.
I don't know if I heard that from Drew or Peyton, though. Yeah, so I like the idea of an actual Hall of Fame, even if it's not a restaurant, too. I think that that's kind of cool to be able to visit that. Just if you're in Universal Studios, you're like, you get there with your family or something like that, or if you're the one sad person that's there by themselves, just going on the rides by themselves, going, "Woo, that was so much fun, wasn't it, self?" Then, I'd check it out for sure. I think that's cool.
Yeah, if it's anything like the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, which I've been there a couple of times, they have memorabilia. That's what I want to go check out. I want to see the old costumes. I want to see props. I want to see set pieces. I think that would be really cool to see that in person. So if having a physical Hall of Fame would be great for that respect.
Yeah.
Anything stand out to anybody of like a certain type of prop that they'd like to see? They got a shit ton of stuff in that warehouse.
Whatever happened to the fist?
Oh, that'd be a cool one.
The SmackDown fist.
Yeah.
'Cause I actually saw it. I went to SmackDown taping while they were still using that, but I'd like to see up close how big that thing really is.
Maybe it's too big, and instead they're going to just put Mae Young's hand.
Oh, Jesus.
I'd like to see some stuff like, obviously they're going to put stuff like hats that people have worn, hanging that up on the wall and shit. But I'd like to see some like odd things, like maybe this is the first set of steel steps that they ever used. Just to see how like small it might have been or something.
This is the ladder Shawn Michaels climbed.
Or like this is the chair that was bent to shit over McFoley's head when The Rock wouldn't stop.
This is the bedpan that Stone Cold hit Vince with.
You know what? Why not? Go for it. Maybe you serve soup out of those.
Oh, why? Why would you do that? Ugh.
I mean,
There's somebody out there that would order it. Guaranteed.
Probably, definitely, for sure.
All right, guys. Well, those are the hot tags of the week. Make sure you leave your comments below. Tell us what you think about all these different subjects. We're going to take a break with the rest hold, tell you some information about what's going down on the promotional side of the Smark Out moment for this week. After that, we're going to start getting into roadblock predictions. So click on part 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, whatever we end up doing, and we'll see you in those respective parts.